Jesus now called the 12 and gave them authority and power to deal with all the demons and cure diseases. He commissioned them to preach the good news of God's kingdom and heal the sick. He said, "Don't load yourself up with equipment. Keep it simple. You are the equipment. And no luxury inns. Get a modest place and be content there until you leave. If you're not welcome, leave town. Don't make a scene. Shrug your shoulders and move on." Commissioned, they left. They traveled from town to town, telling the latest news of God, the message, and curing people everywhere they went. Herod the ruler heard of these goings-on and didn't know what to think. There were people saying John had come back from the dead, others that Elijah had appeared, still others that some prophet of long ago had shown up. Herod said, "But I killed John, took off his head. So who is this that I keep hearing about?" Curious, he looked for a chance to see him in action. The apostles returned and reported on what they'd done. Jesus took them away off by themselves, near the town called Bethsaida. But the crowd got wind of it and followed. Jesus graciously welcomed them and talked to them about the kingdom of God. Those who needed healing, he healed. As the sun set, the 12 said, "Dismiss the crowd so they can go to the farms or villages around here and get a room for the night and a bite to eat. We're out in the middle of nowhere. You feed them," Jesus said. They said, "We couldn't scrap up more than 5 loaves of bread and a couple of fish, unless, of course, you want us to go to town ourselves and buy some food for everybody." There were more than 5,000 people in the crowd. But he went ahead and directed his disciples, "Sit them down in groups of about 50. They did what he said, and soon everyone was seated. He took the 5 loaves and 2 fish, lifted his face to heaven in prayer, blessed, broke, and gave the bread and fish to the disciples to hand out to the crowd. After the people had all eaten their fill, 12 baskets of leftovers were gathered up. One time when Jesus was off praying by himself, his disciples nearby, he asked them, "What are the crowds saying about me, about who I am?" They said, "John the Baptizer. Others say Elijah. Still others say that one of the prophets from long ago has come back." He then asked, "And you, what are you saying about me? Who am I?" Peter answered, "The Messiah of God." Jesus then warned them to keep quiet. They were to tell no one what Peter had said. He went on, "It is necessary that the Son of Man proceed to an ordeal of suffering, be tried and found guilty by the religious leaders, high priest, and religion scholars, be killed, and on the 3rd day be raised up alive." Then he told them what they could expect for themselves. "Anyone who intends to come after me has to let me lead. You're not in the driver's seat. I am. Don't run from suffering, embrace it. Follow me and I'll show you how. Self-help is no help at all. Self-sacrifice is the way, my way, to finding yourself, your true self." What good would it do to get everything you want and lose you, the real you? And if any of you is embarrassed with me and the way I'm leading you, know that the Son of Man will be far more embarrassed with you when he arrives in all his splendor, in company with the Father and the holy angels. This isn't, you realize, pie in the sky by and by. Some who have taken their stand right here are going to see it happen, see with their own eyes the kingdom of God.